Here's my impression of Congressman Eric Swalwell.
Breaking tonight, Senator John Kennedy is making headlines after forcefully calling out Congressman Eric Swalwell in the wake of newly surfaced sexual misconduct allegations. The exchange has quickly ignited political tensions, raising questions not just about the claims themselves, but about accountability, credibility, and the broader culture in Washington. Now, let's dive into the next one. Time to tackle the threat head-on. Let's see.
I don't know whether I ought to do this, but I'm going to do it. I don't hate anybody. I've said that before standing here. I don't. I do not. When I pray, I pray. God, don't let me hate, because it is hard up here. It's not worth it. But if I had a short list of people that I would consider hating, Congressman Eric Swalwell would be on it. He has undermined the confidence of the American people in this body. Here's my impression of Congressman Eric Swalwell eating an ice cream cone. You know why I do that? Life is hard, but it's harder when you're stupid. And if you're going to be stupid, by God, you better be tough. This is no country for creepy old men. And Congressman Swalwell, he better find that out. Karma may be slow, but it's almost always on time. I yield to my friend, Senator Kelly.
Kennedy, known for his sharp rhetoric and often biting delivery, did not hold back. In his remarks, he framed the situation as part of a larger pattern in politics where, in his view, standards are inconsistently applied depending on party affiliation. He pressed hard on the idea that allegations, regardless of who they involve, deserve serious scrutiny and cannot simply be brushed aside for political convenience. Now, to be clear, these are allegations. At this stage, they remain unproven, and no formal findings have been established. That distinction matters. In a political environment already charged with division, the rush to judgment can be just as damaging as the conduct being alleged. Still, Kennedy's argument is less about the specifics of the case and more about what he sees as a double standard in how such situations are handled. Swalwell, for his part, has not remained silent. His camp has pushed back, characterizing the accusations as either misleading or politically motivated. Supporters argue that this is yet another example of weaponized claims designed to damage reputations in a hyperpartisan era. Critics, however, say that dismissing allegations outright risks undermining the seriousness of misconduct claims more broadly. This moment reflects a larger tension that continues to shape American politics: the balance between due process and public accountability. On one hand, there is a growing demand for transparency and consequences when misconduct is alleged. On the other, there is a legitimate concern about fairness, evidence, and the potential for accusations to be used as political tools. Kennedy's remarks also tap into a deeper frustration among voters who feel that political elites often operate under a different set of rules. Whether that perception is entirely fair or not, it is undeniably powerful, and it influences how moments like this are received by the public. What makes this situation particularly volatile is the current climate. Trust in institutions is already fragile. When allegations like these emerge, they don't just affect the individuals involved. They ripple outward, reinforcing skepticism about the system as a whole. So where does this go from here? Much will depend on what evidence, if any, comes to light in the coming days or weeks. Investigations, formal or informal, will likely play a key role in determining how seriously these claims are treated and whether they gain traction beyond the immediate political sphere. In the meantime, expect the rhetoric to intensify. Figures like Kennedy are unlikely to soften their stance, especially if they see political advantage or a broader principle at stake. Likewise, Swalwell and his allies will continue to defend against what they view as an attack, not just on one individual, but on their side of the aisle. At the end of the day, this story is about more than just two politicians. It's about how allegations are handled in a deeply polarized environment, how quickly narratives take shape, and how difficult it has become to separate fact from political framing. As always, the truth matters, and getting to it requires patience, evidence, and a willingness to look beyond the noise. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next content.